Hello! Now that Season 3 is out, I want to take a deeper look at the content we got, mainly to run through all the new challenges and give a few early tips, because most of the missions are once again straightforward. They're not going to need individual guides. I can just go over them now, and with the ribbons, I'm all done. This had to be the easiest season by far. I can give some quick tips on those. Just kidding, of course. That's impossible. It's been one day, but hopefully you believed it for a split second because of how I rushed it last season, unless you're watching this after knowing some of the real ribbon colors, in which case you'd know I made those up. Anyway, I always spend the first half of that ribbon guide video talking about the XP grind portion, and I think I should just do that now, because by the time I get around to actually finishing everything, it won't be helpful at all. Let's start with the missions though. We got another 1 for co-op, 2 for multiplayer, and 3 for Warzone. There's nothing to write home about reward-wise unless you're the guy who's excited about another dozen similar-looking geometric emblems and stickers. Maybe you like something you see here. There's a cool MP7 and a FAMAS that may as well be the default FAMAS. For me, it'll just be checking the boxes. In the previous video, I said there would be vehicle skins to earn in the missions. I apologize. Turns out that was incorrect, but I went back to read the blog again to make sure I wasn't crazy, and they do say quite clearly that the new batch of missions includes XP rewards along with blueprints and skins for operators and vehicles. But turns out they do not contain either of those. Sounds like they're clearly accidentally talking about the battle pass, and the characters do have missions. I kinda get that. Oh well, ignore these 2 old missions that I never finished for some reason. Guess I should do that. The Deadeye MP mission has you using a handful of different assault rifles. Very simple stuff. Super Frenzied here has some more difficulty, but becomes way easier if you just wait for the good old small maps to return. 7 kills in a minute, shipment. 3 headshots in a minute, same thing. 4 long shots in a minute, could do that many ways, but I think the easiest would be Hardcore, Rust, Shipment, or Shoot House with a max range Model 680. You might not think Shipment for long shots, but shotgun long shot range is super easy to hit reliably in Hardcore on any map. Small maps will just help with the frequency. 2 finishing moves in a minute sounds like it has annoying potential. Maybe stun grenades or smoke with a riot shield on Shipment. Should not be too bad. 3 quickscope kills, pretty funny that they measure that, and 3 point blank kills. Yeah, you could work on that now, but just waiting for small maps is gonna make it a breeze. And then the co-op challenge, I might do a quick separate guide for, because I think they're fun to go through. For the 3 new Warzone missions, they follow a very similar pattern to all the other missions that I also never talked about. Start a contract at this location, do 2 generic gameplay things, contract at another location, 2 more generic things, then finish top 15. Pretty much every single mission. The only thing I found a little challenging at launch were the steps involving killing someone in a vehicle or kills from a vehicle, because you have to find that situation, and I originally went to Plunder for those since it was a much more active moving around mode. You can respawn with a launcher on your class, easy peasy to fly around in a helicopter, track people down, and do both of those challenges, but I'd say now you really don't even have to do that. Plenty of people use vehicles, and I'd say carrying C4 and at least one person on your team with a launcher is pretty meta, so nothing crazy going on with these Warzone missions. On to the ribbon challenges then. Scrolling through them, I didn't see anything scary or anything really new. At first I was wondering if there were gonna be a bunch of Warzone challenges mixed in, but it looks like no, this is still a very multiplayer thing. I feel like I could practically make the guide for these without actually unlocking them at this point. There are many basic things here, and a few returning favorites like Resistance, Quad Feeds, another Juggernaut or 2, but thankfully they are unlocked earlier in the set, so you have lots of time to go for these, or get them through luck. Like the Quad Feed being at the very end is what could make it a little annoying. Well, I will still go through these when I've done them and have collected some clips, even if for the sake of tradition at this point. As I always say though, the biggest part of this emblem grind is the leveling up, the XP. So I'll quickly recap all of that info you should know and what has changed for this season. Trials, if you have tickets saved up, I typically recommend as a good way to jumpstart the leveling, gain a quick 15 to 20 levels under double XP of course, and that'll unlock a nice set of challenges for you to get working on. This season, I'm not going to burn my Trials tickets right away though. I think I'll wait for a normal double XP event or something, but I'll explain my personal plan later. On the topic of challenges, assuming it still works this way, because it always has up until this point, one of the best things you can be doing if you want to put in the effort is to be keeping tabs on the challenges that give the biggest XP rewards, like 10k, 15k, mainly the ribbons and weeklies, maybe throw a daily in there. By the way, if weeklies work like they did last season, you don't have to complete the weekly challenges in the week. They actually accumulate over time, so if you come into the season 7 weeks late near the end, you're gonna have 7 weeks of challenges you can be earning all at once. For multiplayer and Warzone, there's a lot of XP to be had there. Anyway, when you have a good handful of challenges that you've carefully worked on and gotten very near to completion, you can pop a double XP token to double those juicy one-time rewards. You can get tokens through the Battle Pass by opening the COD Companion app each week, and more for winning the weekly competition thing on there. Occasional Twitch promotions they do, where you just have to sit in a drop-enabled stream for a while. The great thing about tokens is that you can pop them in a double XP event for quad XP, at least you always were able to, and it's an annoying thing to keep testing, but I will assume it hasn't changed. I wasn't sure how it interacted with Clan Happy Hour last time I was leveling. Something seemed to be broken, so I'm not 100% sure how that works. Feel free to discuss in the comments if you're more up to date. But that leads into another great thing. Even if you have no tokens, not a big deal. You can play during a Clan Happy Hour every single day. I think you don't even need to party up for it anymore, and you can join up to 10 clans, meaning if you get friends to create dummy clans and space out the happy hours to follow each other every hour, I think you would be able to have 10 hours of double XP every day, which sounds stupid, but I think it works. I'll have to look more into that, and maybe it won't work forever. Even without that, a 1 hour a day window makes for a great time to be doing challenges, and double XP weekends and events are fairly common too. One old XP tip that has been sadly hit with the nerf hammer is the good old decoy grenade assist XP, which was absolutely insane on small maps like Shipment, because the assist radius covered nearly the whole map and kills were flying. Even Rust was crazy too, but that came in the patch notes of this update. Rest in peace, obnoxious decoy spam. Understandable though. Warzone is also fairly new as a pretty darn solid XP method. I didn't bother measuring XP per hour rates or anything, because precise XP rate is just not that important in this game. All that matters is that it clearly seems to be in the same ballpark, such that you should just be playing whatever you enjoy and do well in. The XP will take care of itself. I know Warzone is a bit messed up right now with only solos and quads. I know lots of people who used to play as a duo in trios are now stuck without a reasonable option. I think you need to have a middle ground, either solo duo quad or solo trio quad. All four would be great, but clearly they're concerned about not spreading people too thin for their annoying matchmaking to work. Anyway, quads are great for the 4-player groups out there, but I gotta say I think 3 plays better. When the squads get bigger, it becomes more annoying to finish people off and get out of a fight without wasting a bunch of armor. It's easier to get a ton of revives off, self-revives, all the redeploying, but whatever, that's bound to change throughout the season. Co-op operations are also very strong for XP as usual, probably better than multiplayer for the average player, just not for weapon XP, and you won't be doing any challenges. So if you want to know my plan, I'm going to start the season by going through the co-op mission challenge. I find that to be a nice, relaxing PvE grind, and I'll get a good chunk of XP from that, along with playing a good amount of Warzone, because Warzone with friends is way more fun than anything in multiplayer for me. And there is no small map playlist available right now, which I think makes total sense at the launch of a season. Get people to give the new stuff a chance before reintroducing the mindless chaos grind. I tried the mosh pit of new maps, and I don't think they're terrible. The new one's alright, it has a pleasant look to it. Ania Palace Mini works, but is kinda meh to me. And Backlot is Backlot, but I'm really not pulled to 6v6 Modern Warfare at the moment. My kind isn't welcome there. I figure I'll just wait for small maps to return. And at that point, I should have a good number of challenges unlocked and ready to fly through in multiplayer, maybe during a big double XP event as well. So I'll have a ton to work on all at once instead of going one by one. And maybe I'll decide to burn my trials tickets at some point. Maybe I'll find I don't need them and just build a bigger stockpile for a future season. That's what I'm thinking, and that's everything I think you should be keeping in mind for XP game. As far as when I'll make the video with all of these completed, it'll probably be a while. I'm sorry to disappoint you if you were expecting me to no-life it again and rush out the video in under a week. The only reason I did that last time was because they launched with double XP Rust 24/7. It was too efficient to pass up. That is not the case this time, so I won't be going crazy. I do have other things to do, and I selfishly enjoy sleeping a normal number of hours every night, so I'll make that video eventually, but I think you'll be doing fine with these challenges without my help. That is all then, good luck with the grind, thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.